Your smart home isn't making your life easier. It's making your internet slower. Ever wonder why your gigabit connection feels like dial-up when all you're doing is trying to stream a movie? We've all been sold the dream of the effortless smart home. Imagine, lights that turn on when you walk into a room, coffee brewing as your alarm rings, the thermostat adjusting itself before you even get out of bed. It sounds like pure magic, a symphony of automation making life simpler, more convenient, and undeniably cooler. But what if I told you that beneath this shiny veneer of modern convenience lies a silent saboteur, slowly but surely choking the very internet connection that powers your digital life? We're talking about a hidden cost of automation, one that quietly degrades your internet performance, turning your high-speed connection into a sluggish mess. Today, we're dissecting how those budget-friendly smart bulbs and cheap security cameras are actually killing your Wi-Fi, and why your high-end router is losing the fight against a flood of invisible, unoptimized requests. Get ready, because we're about to expose the invisible bottlenecks created by your smart devices. The biggest culprit in this silent internet slowdown? It's not your neighbor's Wi-Fi, nor is it the internet service provider you love to complain about. It's the army of cheap smart devices you've welcomed into your home. Think about those budget-friendly smart bulbs, the $5 sensors, the security cameras you picked up on sale, or even that smart toaster promising perfectly browned bread every time. While they might seem like harmless little gadgets, they're often built with cost-cutting measures that completely cripple network efficiency. They're like little digital squatters, constantly demanding attention from your router without contributing much value. Picture your home network. Now imagine it with 50 or more of these devices all connected at once. That's not just a collection of gadgets. It's a constant storm of invisible data packets, a never-ending chatter that creates what we call a silent traffic jam. Your smart light bulb isn't just sitting there being a light. It's constantly sending out little signals, checking in, updating its status, or talking to a server somewhere across the globe. Multiply that by dozens of devices, your thermostat, your door sensors, your smart plugs, even your pet feeder. And suddenly your network isn't just handling your streaming movie or video call, it's also managing hundreds of tiny, incessant conversations in the background. This invisible chatter is why your super fast gigabit internet connection, which should let you download movies in seconds, feels sluggish during simple tasks like web browsing or online gaming. Your router is trying to be a polite host, giving a little bit of attention to everyone, but it ends up spread too thin. It's like trying to have a serious conversation in a room full of people all whispering to themselves at the same time. Here's where a crucial concept comes into play: airtime fairness. Imagine your router as a traffic controller at a busy intersection. Airtime fairness is like that controller making sure everyone gets a turn, no matter how slow or fast their car is. The problem is, if a really old, slow car enters the intersection, the traffic controller has to slow down the entire flow to safely manage it. In your smart home, one cheap, inefficient smart bulb, chugging along with outdated Wi-Fi protocols, can actually force your high-end workstation or gaming PC to slow down. Your router, in its attempt to be fair, dedicates precious airtime to that slow device, which directly impacts the speed and responsiveness of all your other, faster devices. It's like a single broken streetlight holding up an entire expressway. Now let's talk about the digital graveyard that is the 2.4 GHz frequency band. If you look at your router, you'll probably see two main Wi-Fi networks, a 2.4 GHz and a 5 GHz one. Most budget IoT devices are physically restricted to using the 2.4 GHz band. Why? Because it's cheaper to build hardware for it, and it has a slightly longer range, which sounds good on paper. But here's the rub. The 2.4 GHz band is incredibly crowded. It's been around for ages, and everything from your microwave oven to your cordless phone, Bluetooth devices, and even your neighbor's Wi-Fi network is competing for space on those narrow channels. This creates a chaotic mess of interference. Think of it like trying to tune into a radio station when dozens of other stations are bleeding into its frequency. Every time your smart light or security camera tries to send a signal, it's battling against this cacophony of electromagnetic noise. This interference forces devices to resend data packets, which slows everything down and consumes even more precious airtime. It's a constant battle, and your network is usually losing. To make matters worse, many of these budget IoT devices rely on ancient Wi-Fi protocols, some dating back to the late 90s, like 802.11b. Modern routers are capable of incredible speeds using newer standards like 802.11x or Wi-Fi 6. But when a device running on the old 802.11b protocol connects to your network, your router is often forced to temporarily slow down its entire broadcast. It has to drop its speed to the lowest common denominator to ensure communication with that one archaic device. Imagine trying to have a high-speed teleconference call, but one person is calling in from a rotary phone. Everyone else has to adapt to the slowest link, and that's exactly what happens to your Wi-Fi. Your sleek, expensive router, capable of lightning-fast data transfer, is effectively hamstrung by a $5 smart plug that refuses to upgrade its communication etiquette. Beyond the physical limitations in shared airwaves, there's another insidious problem: chatty microchips and constant pings. Many unoptimized smart devices are programmed to send out incessant heartbeat pings. These are tiny signals that basically say, "Hey, I'm still here. Are you still there, server across the ocean?" They do this every few seconds, sometimes even when they're seemingly idle. It's like having a friend who constantly texts you up, throughout the day, even when you're clearly busy. This isn't just annoying for your router, it's a huge drain. Each one of those pings, no matter how small, requires your router to process it, manage the connection, and then send a reply back. Multiply that by dozens of devices, and your router's CPU, the brain of your network, is constantly working overtime, handling what essentially amounts to background noise. This also brings up a critical security to performance trade-off. Many smart devices, especially cheaper ones, are designed to constantly report data back to their manufacturers, often to servers in distant countries. This constant data reporting, even if it's just telemetry or status updates, consumes vital router CPU cycles and bandwidth. Manufacturers claim this is for enhanced security or better user experience, but often it's just inefficient design or a way for them to collect data. The more your router has to process these background reports, the less processing power it has for your actual internet usage, your gaming, your video calls, your work. It's a drain you don't even realize is happening. The problem escalates exponentially with cheap security cameras. These devices are notorious for saturating upload bandwidth. Even when they're not actively streaming video for you to watch, many are constantly uploading redundant metadata, tiny snippets of information, motion detection alerts, or even just continuous low-resolution streams to cloud servers. Imagine paying for super fast internet, only to have your upload speed devoured by a camera, sending pointless data to a server, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's like having a leaky faucet that constantly drains your internet resources, whether you're home or not. All this constant background chatter and data traffic eventually leads to what we call the router resource drain. Your router isn't just a simple box, it's a powerful mini computer. One of its crucial components is the network address translation, or NAT table. This table is like a directory, keeping track of every single connection made by every device on your network. When you have dozens, or even hundreds of devices constantly pinging, sending data, and checking in, this NAT table becomes bloated and overwhelmed. Your router has to manage hundreds, if not thousands, of simultaneous connections. It's like a librarian trying to keep track of every single book checked out by every single person in a huge city, all at once. The more entries in that table, the more work your router has to do, and the slower it becomes. This overwhelming workload also causes a frustrating phenomenon called buffer bloat. Imagine you're driving on a highway, and suddenly there's a huge traffic jam. Even if your car is fast, you're stuck. In network terms, buffer bloat happens when your router tries to manage too much data at once. It stores extra data packets in its internal memory, or buffer, hoping to process them later. But when the buffer fills up because of constant background noise from smart home devices, it introduces massive delays. This results in infuriating spikes in latency, which means your online games lag, your video calls freeze, and your web pages take ages to load. It's not that your internet is slow, it's that your router is so busy handling all the junk requests that it can't prioritize the time-sensitive traffic that actually matters to you. Consider the contrast between the processing power of a flagship router and the sheer volume of junk requests coming from $5 sensors. You might have spent hundreds on a cutting-edge router, a true powerhouse of network management, only to have its capabilities eroded by a swarm of inefficient, cheap microchips. It's like buying a Formula One race car and then being forced to drive it in rush hour traffic, constantly stopping and starting because of every little delivery truck and slow-moving vehicle around it. The router isn't failing. It's just being completely overwhelmed by the constant, unoptimized demands of your smart home. Understanding this invisible battle is the first step to reclaiming your internet speed. It's not about ditching smart home tech entirely, but about making informed choices. When you buy a device, consider its network footprint. Does it constantly ping? Does it have a good reputation for efficient data handling? Can it operate on the less crowded 5G Hz band? Taking control of your network means you can maintain the speed and reliability you pay for. Don't let your smart home make your internet dumb. For more deep dives into optimizing your home tech and keeping your digital life secure, subscribe to SecureCyberMart.